All right, next position group, and this is another one that's really deep, but I'm going to go with Charlie Jones, the wide receiver from Purdue. And I know what you're thinking, Iowa fans. You're like, oh, we almost had 2 in a row. Yeah, but Charlie Jones made maybe one of the best decisions ever in terms of a transferring player and created value for himself this last year, transferring from Iowa to Purdue. He and Aiden O'Connell were a great connection with Purdue. Win a division, go play for a Big Ten title, in large part due to his production. He led the nation in catches last year with 110, second in yards with over 1,300, and he was 5th in the country with 12 touchdowns. I mean, he's a really good player. What I love about his game is that he's got this ability, without blazing fast speed or quickness, he's got this ability to understand how to pace and tempo his route in order to create spacing. And I think that that's a real instinctual thing for a wide receiver, and he's got that. He just kind of understands it. He's a very smart player. He's a guy that catches the ball in contested areas, and he's not going to get bothered if he's covered and if he's covered tightly. There are some players that come into the league that have been so gifted throughout their lives that they do not understand how to make a contested catch. That's not the case with Charlie Jones. Chuck Sizzle can make the catch, and he did it very often for Purdue last year. I think he adds value not only as a wide receiver, but as a return man as well. He was the return specialist of the year in 2021 at Iowa before he transferred for Purdue. And while he's not blazing fast, he's still timed pretty quickly. He was sub 4.5 in the 40. So it's not that he's slow. It's just there's this misconception that maybe he doesn't have those special attributes that other players have at that position. But guess what? Again, you put him on the field and he's going to produce because he's got the instincts and the intellect to process information and to go out there and make catches. All right, let's go to the offensive line now, the big guys up front. And this is where I think that organizations really make themselves better when they can find value on the defensive or offensive line in the middle of the draft. And when you can find starters and not have to waste first-round draft picks on them, that's when you're really making yourself better as an organization. And here's a guy that I think can and will be a starter in the National Football League, and he's not a guy that projects super high into the draft. Therefore, I think that this is a draft steal, and it is the Remington Award winner, Outland Award winner, Olu Oluwatimi, the center from Michigan. So obviously I did a lot of Michigan games this last year, and I will tell you, they were not just pleasantly surprised, but they were blown away by Olu Oluwatimi as a transfer, okay, coming in from Virginia, and the way that he integrated into the locker room, that he became a part of the team, became so well loved, became a leader on the offensive line. It was seamless. It was seamless. And that only happens when you have a guy that is selfless, that is team first, and that is really good on the field. You see, that's the currency in the locker room, right, is talent. And then the next bit of currency in a locker room is your attitude and your work ethic. And when you have all of those things, talent, attitude, work ethic, guess what? You can make it in any locker room. So he transfers in from Virginia. And remember, this was a team that had just won the Joe Moore Award with the top offensive line. There was some thought that they were going to take a step back on their offensive line, and yet they knew that they were going to have to run the football. They were bringing back Blake Corum. Like, this was a run-first team, a toughness-oriented team. And now Olu steps in, and he's the center. He's the quarterback of that offensive line, and they didn't miss a beat. Not only did they not miss a beat, they got even better running the football. They were even tougher at the line of scrimmage. And a lot of that was due to Olu Oluwatimi. I will just tell you that I've spoken to Bronco Mendenhall, who coached him at Virginia. I've spoken with John Harbaugh, who obviously coached him at Michigan. I've spoken to Sharon Moore. Everybody speaks glowingly about Olu Oluwatimi. He's smart. He works hard. He's talented. Now, is he going to blow you out of the water with his physical ability or his pancake blocks or amazing strength that's going to make him a first rounder? No. But what does that mean? That you've got a fabulous football player that will be overlooked early, and you're going to find value with him in the middle of the draft. That is a really good draft steal right there in the middle of the draft at center. I think he can play guard as well, but Olu Oluwatimi from Michigan.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here. College football on Fox.